What's going on, everybody? This is a review of Killers of the Flower Moon. It is the new Martin Scorsese movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. Thanks for joining me here today. Non-spoiler review, and it's been a hyped movie, and why wouldn't it be? Martin Scorsese is a legend, and so every time he's one of those guys, whether it's Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, Quentin Tarantino. There's a handful of people that when a director puts a new movie out, you go, wait a minute, and there's a bunch that I'm leaving off, but I'm just saying Martin Scorsese is one of those people. So when this movie was mentioned and the trailer started coming out and the story behind it, people were very intrigued. The other thing people were really intrigued about was the fact that it's 3.5 hours long. And I did an out of the theater reaction, and the question everyone's going to get, but it's 3.5 hours, but can you feel it? Yeah, of course you can. It's 3.5 hours long. Does it mean that I wasn't captivated the whole time? Sure doesn't. I was captivated the entire time. There was not one time in this that I was not invested on everything happening. And from little details of the way Scorsese shoots it to really setting up what the story is about. And if you're not familiar with what the story is about, in the 1920s, the Osage tribe was basically paid by oil companies for their land. They were paid handsomely. But what that also welcomed was a lot of vultures and a lot of people that were basically in there to take away the tribe's money. And inside of that, a bunch of murders start happening inside of the tribe itself. And the question is, how? Why? What's the investigation? Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio find themselves a big part of everything going down. And so Leonardo DiCaprio is doing a really good job in this movie because he's played a lot of similar roles in the past. This one is not similar. And by the way, De Niro and DiCaprio working together with Scorsese for the first time. This is like his new muse and his old muse kind of together. It's the first time they worked together since This Boy's Life, which was, I think, like 1992, 93. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. And now they're working together in their chemistry. It's like they never left. They've got great chemistry with each other. De Niro plays DiCaprio's uncle. DiCaprio's coming back from the war. He's a little slowish. You know, he's doing this thing, not full Sling Blade, but he's doing this thing with his jaw the entire time, and I was wondering if it was going to become distracting, and it's not. It's a good character choice. It works for this character that falls in love with Molly, played once again and brilliantly by Lily Gladstone. Lily Gladstone will be nominated for Best Supporting Actress, if not Best Actress. She is so good. I wasn't as familiar with her. She plays Molly, who I think in the book is the protagonist of the entire thing. It's told through her point of view. I think I did not read the book, but in this, once again, she's one of the many sisters that is well off because of what's going down, and they're the family that's targeted in this particular story. And her and DiCaprio are married in it, and they fall in love, and they have this whole relationship, and through it weaves into this crime story. And even though it's not an Italian mob story, it's still a gangster story. It still is. This movie's hard to watch. Not hard to watch because like, oh my God, this is shot wrong. This is worrying. No, it's because of what's going down. It's a great movie. I said it at the end. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. I might be lying to myself because as I woke up this morning, I was like, oh man, that scene was so incredible. That scene's so incredible. Maybe I want to see that again because it is. I know the word's overused, but it's epic. It's an epic movie. The music is fantastic. The moments themselves. There are times in 3.5 hours that in my head I'm going, would you be able to slice something out of there and would it affect the story? And I think the answer is no, it wouldn't affect the story. But does it affect the atmosphere? Maybe. Perfect example, there's a thing that's going on at a wedding. And there's this guy, and he's dancing. It's not a spoiler. He's dancing. And he's dancing for like, they hold on him dancing for like, I don't know, a minute, maybe two. And then he gets into the conversation. In my head, I'm like, well, they probably could have started. I don't know, do they need that dance? But I felt like I was at the wedding. I felt like I was there. I felt like that whole atmosphere. But there were some shots that were long. There were some things. Could there be some things edited out and still hold the story itself? Yes. But for me, it it never changed, and I was captivated every single time watching this movie. I really was. There's a scene, particularly, I think De Niro is at his best in quite a while, and he's done some good stuff recently, but this is one of his best performances in a very long time. Also, wouldn't be surprised if he's nominated. Lily Gladstone stands out, and DiCaprio does something in a particular scene in this film that really got me. It's a particular moment that he's got, it's reaction, and it just got me. And it was, I felt the emotion that he was putting out, and it just transferred over. And they do that. Everyone involved does it. The photography is powerful. The symbolism is powerful. The music, it's fantastic. Like I said, even though I said, the length didn't bother me. That's probably my biggest criticism. It just feels long, but it's not a major one. It's not a major one, and I think it's a great movie. I really do. I'm gonna go pretty big with it. I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 5. I think it's one of the better movies of the year so far. I don't know if I can't tell between this and Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer probably still, but and I just said I won't see it again. I don't know. If my wife decides she's going to watch it on Apple, I'll probably watch it with her again. I would say see this movie in the theater. I really would say see this in the theater. I know 3.5 hours, it's a commitment, and that's one of the main things people say. But I do think this is a movie you should see in the theater. I think it'll be as powerful. I mean, it's devastating. It's a devastating movie. It really is. It's devastating when you watch all of it. So that's it, man. That's what I got for you. If you're brand new to the channel, you've never been here before, do me a favor, hit that button. We're almost at 100,000. We're about 96 right now, so we're not too far away. If you hit that button, you'll help us get closer. Thanks for joining us here today. Killers of the Flower Moon, non-spoiler, Martin Scorsese. Oh, yeah. Peace.